Between me and you, it's time for Tyler Perry to let somebody else write on his projects. This show is pure comedy to me. I know it's supposed to be like a drama series or whatever, but it is comedic gold. I'm just here to talk directly to the characters, starting with Geneva. Now, you was doing all this investigative discovery to find something going on with this man, but you couldn't find a way to be faithful to your husband. And she did pull your card, and she was like, "Are you trying to catch him in something to make you feel better about the affair you had with Javon?" I was like, "Okay, girl, clock it." But when you went down those steps, and Javon was down there waiting for you, you looked so guilty. The problem is you don't have a poker face, and that's why I think your husband knows something is going on. Because who surprises their wife with another man? That made no sense to me. And another thing, why would you be doing all this to have this baby, going through IVF and all of that when you already had one foot out the door? And girl, Javon told you you was supposed to be his wife. He said y'all was supposed to leave y'all spouses for each other. And he was like, I left. And I'm like, boy, that was 6 years ago. And that's what you should have told him. Boy, that was 6 years ago. Now, I ain't nobody attorney. I ain't never said I was. But I know it don't take 6 years to divorce nobody. Moving on to the First Lady, Miss Rashida, who is married to Pastor Jeff. Now, you know how in some friend groups, um, there are these two friends that are closer than everybody else in the friend group. I feel like that's how Rashida and um, Geneva are, kind of like Andy and Karen and the other sisters. Uh, anyway, so Rashida, we can see that there's something going on with you and Pastor Jeff. And at first, I was thinking, like, this is how marriage goes sometimes. It started, he was being sarcastic, and it's like, you have to check your husband once in a while. And the same with your wife. Sometimes, we do stuff. Anyway, um, and I felt like in that meeting when he was being sarcastic, I felt like you could have taken it as, a bit of a joke. But, I don't know what's going on behind that. I don't know if y'all were in a joking part of your marriage. Anyway, I'm just one of those people who don't take everything so serious. But when that child came into that counseling session and told you she had been sleeping with your husband every Thursday after the choir rehearsal, honey, first of all, she had me convinced. So I salute you for holding it together. She had me convinced until you pulled them cameras and got her all the way together. And that's when your role as Pastor Jeff's wife really clicked for me. Um, that's when it started to make sense. And I do think that Pastor Jeff needs to, get you to get. He need to do better. But you think Pastor Jeff got a man? I don't know. I'm just saying because um they did name this episode, after him talking low on the phone or whispering on the phone, whatever they named the episode. And don't get me wrong, your kids they should have a voice at home, but not at that volume and not at that tone. And you should have went ahead and slapped him because the Bible say what? Okay. And sometimes, Rashida, you gotta read the room. Okay, this me and you talking 1-on-1. Sometimes you gotta read the room or the car. But anyway, seriously, that man hit 3 strikes in the same night. He brushed you off the shower. Then he asked you if you were insecure due to menopause. Baby, that's all it would have took for me. And then he said, do you know how many women would love to be in my shoes? You should have said, honey, no, but I know exactly how many think they want to be in these lonely ass shoes. And then there was a fourth strike. He said, I tell you I love you every Sunday. Baby, girl, go ahead and let that go. Wash your hands, honey. And with all these strikes, you still ain't getting none. Wash your hands, Rashida. It's over for you. He's more interested in you being the first lady than being his partner. Moving on to Miss Naomi. Girl, this whole interaction with you and this prostitute had me like, mind you, this is my first impression of you. You was doing way too much. The whole scene with him and you don't know him and he is it was just too much on the couch. Um Now, from my understanding, you was married to a pretty wealthy man named Franklin. And Franklin left you for this white girl he impregnated while y'all was still married. Let me know if I got that right, girl, because I don't want to mess up your story. Um, so he's married to the young white girl now, and you keep sending him all these frivolous lawsuits for what now? Because he rich, girl. Um, I don't even have a problem with you being petty because I understand what it's like to be hurt. I get it. I don't even have a problem with that. My problem with you is, and I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. You had on that same lingerie when the glam squad came to do your makeup and your hair that you had on in the beginning with this prostitute. So you mean to tell me that you took down a prostitute without sanitizing your ass? See, that's why that man left you, because that's nasty. You is nasty. But Franklin sending people over there to repossess your jewelry and your girl, that was too much. And then when they went to search your house, and that officer flipped over that little rinky dink ass chair like it was something under there. I said, now Tyler. Anyway, moving on. Tiffany. Now we don't know much about you yet, so I ain't got too much to say. We know you was married to John, but I'm trying to figure out how you ended up paying him alimony. I don't understand. I don't get it. But it's been 3 years, 3 years since you had some, so I see why. I know why you were so giddy sitting up there next to Javon. Um, you seem like the best friend on the show. Like you're a good friend to everybody. I don't know if you're gonna have the support that you need when you need it, but it seems like you don't need that much support because you ain't got no man. Maybe that's the catch. Maybe maybe that's what Tyler's trying to tell us. Anyway, um, lastly, I was gonna say last but not least, but it is kind of least because girl, what Bridget? Okay, I feel like you more to help than a friend. I feel like you feel like you're a friend, but they don't really see you that way. You kind of like the help that they keep around or something. I don't know. Um, I see you with Vaughn, right? I get it. But before they introduced Vaughn, that man had called you and was like, yeah, he quit because these kids just don't want to work. I'm thinking they was talking about your son. Girl, come to find out they talking about this 30-year-old grown ass man that you got living in your house playing video games, talking about he a content creator and an influencer. Baby, Bridget, you making us look bad. Get it together. Now, don't get me wrong. I know he's slinging. I know he's slinging because he's homeless. You know what they say about them homeless ones. But baby, you weren't supposed to let him spend the night, let alone move in. Girl, get it together. And him getting that waiter uniform at the bottom of that hamper kind of made me gag a little bit. I don't know. And you put your iron on it. Bridget, grow up. Because you too old for this. Child, when he told that other waiter, I'm not, you, what he said, you a waiter, I'm a content creator, girl. I was embarrassed for you. And then he had the nerve to ask them people for a drink, knowing this was a Christian event or a church event. Girl. Okay, so that was episodes 1 through 3, and I will be back to tell y'all about y'all stuff next time.